The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, what is on the market right now? Also, the roof is the most important part of your house. What do you do if you experience some leak? Also, commercial versus residential. It's all just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. Your debt does not have to control your life. You have the power to potentially lower or even eliminate your debt. I'm attorney Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life. Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. Any questions whatsoever during the program, the phone number is right here, 407-205-0400. If you need to get pre-approved, you're ready to start your hunt for your dream home. Dallas Lane is standing by to get you pre-approved. 407-205-0400. This is going to be an awesome show, I assure you. But first, the opening statement. I'm going to dispel some real estate myths with you today. Here's the myth, right? The myth is, oh, wow, interest rates are way up. What a bad time to be a buyer. I should have bought last year, or I should have bought 2 years ago. Look, this theory is flawed. Now is a great time to be a buyer. I get it. Interest rates are up. I understand that. But if anyone who's watching right now who tried to buy a house over the last couple of years, you know what a challenge it was. You would put 20, 30 offers in on different houses. No offer would get accepted. It was a horrible time to be a buyer these last couple of years. Yes, interest rates were very low. Newsflash, interest rates, yes, they're up a little bit. But if you look at history, where the interest rates are right now is fine, and guess what? They're gonna come back down. You can refinance later. Mark my words, it is a better time to be a buyer as we sit here together today than it was a year ago when rates were 3%, or 2 years ago when rates were 2.5%. Trust me on that. And you're gonna have questions about it, questions that we're gonna answer, and we're gonna answer them by asking real questions. Every week in here on the program, we ask real questions to the trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. We'll kick it off today. First time? We've never met?
No.
Celestia Roman is here. Hello, Celestia. How are you? Did I say it right or no?
Yes.
Celestia.
You actually, you did it right.
Well, you were talking to Dallas before. I didn't want to mess it up.
It's okay.
For the first time in a year, Joe Takacs is here. Joe, how are you, sir?
So great. Thanks for having me back on.
You guys can disagree with what I just said in the opening statement. You can, but think about it. You work with sellers, you work with buyers, both. As we sit here right now, isn't it better to be a buyer today, even with higher interest rates, than it was a year ago or 2 years ago?
I mean,
you can disagree.
I certainly don't disagree. Okay. And the way that I like to describe the market right now is sellers are probably holding tight and true to their current values if you're pricing right. But likewise, buyers have the ability to negotiate, and all of these loan programs that Dallas has available, like 2-1 buy downs and all those things, are great utilization tools to be able to increase affordability. Because you're right, the only major difference is really affordability that's affected us between January of last year and this year.
No, I totally agree. I mean, what are you seeing out there in the trenches for buyers now?
So I'm a numbers person, and the median house range is actually up by 5% on an average house range, which is like $350,000 in Central Florida. Yeah. So that's very interesting because at the end of the day, even though we're down sales, we're still up on prices. And so we're still leveraging out because it is still a high in demand. Florida, everybody wants to relocate here. Right. Corporate relocation to all the way to residential location, you know, and the numbers are tracking, and I think it's just a correcting normalization market. Your house should be on the market for 30, 60, 90 days. It is not healthy to do 10, 15, 20 offers, and stressful, mind you. Mind you, it's very stressful for that agent because they get the blame when you don't get the winning offer. Of course. So, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, I think I personally like it, and I've picked up on business. So
a lot of people, I think, have a wait and see mentality right now. Hey, we're just going to wait on the bottom to fall out of this thing, and then I'll buy. I don't know if that's the best strategy because I don't know. In fact, I think I know we're not going to have 2008 again. I don't think we're going to have a collapse. What is your commentary to someone who tells you, I'm going to wait and see?
Well, I think everybody's situation is always different. It depends. There's a lot of sellers that still have plenty of equity, you know, because they bought their house around 2008 and they're like basically super solid on their equity and they're ready to sell. Like we're coming up on that market to where a lot of folks in their generation is actually downsizing and maybe even moving out of Florida because it's getting too busy for them. But we're picking people to come to Florida so fast.
That's right.
Even though the inventory is more, it's not like we're overcrowded on inventory. So when you have a high in demand on inventory, it's just impossible for me to fathom that we'd go sinking into a crash.
I totally agree. There's not going to be
no
any
matter
crash.
how expensive the eggs are.
I totally agree. And I love, yeah, exactly. I love doing this show because I don't have anything to sell you. I'm literally here every week to give you real-time, sort of real-life information on what's going on in the real estate market because a lot of you are thinking about buying, or are you thinking about selling, or should I keep renting? These are questions. These are very rational adult questions that we have, and that's why I'm here with you every weekend to tell you what I think. Like there's no, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just here to tell you what I really see going on down in the trenches. But I also love the show because I can show you what is for sale literally right now. And Joe, you brought a couple properties that you have listed right now. Like this is on the market right now to give us an idea of what it costs to get into a house. Let's start here. Is that Raven Creek?
Raven Creek.
Where is this?
Yeah, both of these are actually fresh to the market, less than a week.
Nice.
Raven Creek is in Live Oak in Oviedo. It is top to bottom brand new. Granite countertops, floors, exterior, interior, paint, all your appliances, everything is looking so great. It is ready to put your canvas on there. And the other one's over on 1007 East Riviera, which is funny enough.
Is that Oviedo as well?
That's Oviedo as well, and that's where we originated our brokerage name because I grew up on that street, which has been super cool.
East Riviera?
East Riviera.
Oh my God. You're selling a house on the street you grew up on.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty amazing. You don't hear that in Florida a lot, do you?
No, you sure don't. But I mean, likewise with this one, super clean house, really great respective entry. You know, 3-bedroom, 2-bath with an office tandem to the owner's suite, and a gorgeous pool in the back. So these are two great ones to check out.
As a guy who handled like 20,000 foreclosure cases back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, what I realized is once you live in Oviedo, you don't leave Oviedo. People love it. They people do not ever leave Oviedo because it's a great spot. And if you'd like to see either of these Oviedo houses, 407-205-0400. I will connect you with Joe literally right now. Now, Celestia, you have a couple properties here, Sanford and Orlando. Let's start in Sanford, actually. Portchester Drive. Where is that?
So that is off of 417.
Okay.
It's about 8 minutes from where I actually live, which is in Timaquine, Lake Mary. So Sanford and Lake Mary are so close to each other. Very high demand zip codes.
Yeah.
Very high demand. They have a community pool there to community playground. It's a 3-car garage, which is very hard to find. That's for sale, especially in that area. Just phenomenal tall Victorian ceilings that just is amazing. 5-bedroom, 5-bath. Every room has its own bathroom.
At a good price point, though, too.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a steal at $579 for sure.
What are your thoughts on pool versus community pool? A lot of people are like, I want a pool, but then I hear a lot of people say, I don't want a pool. What do you think?
Well, I think it depends on a person's situation. You know, you have a community pool where they keep it up for you, and you have a pool like I do at home, and I have 4 kids, and you got to keep it up,
right.
You know. And so there's a bit of savings and cost with that too, as well, you know.
No question.
Or you could have your own private, you know, pool. You could always add one. Yeah.
And then down to Orlando, Coral Cove, I believe. Tell me about this one.
So this one just got sold. It was on the market for, I believe, 17 days.
Yeah.
And was crazy busy. Lots of people coming in and out. And sold for $381. Yeah.
$381, great
Still,
price. I mean,
yeah.
you can still get a decent price for houses out there, even though people are scared of the market right now. It's not a bad time. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Celestia, pleasure to meet you.
Very nice.
Joe, as always. You guys come back. Let's do this again soon. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
All right, you got it. My pleasure. Any questions about these properties? 407-205-0400. You have real estate. We'll continue. If you own a home, you need to listen up. I have a special offer for you. Go ahead and get your phone out. I'm putting a QR code on the screen right now. You're going to want to swipe it because windows and doors, one of the most important parts of your home for sure, and there's one place to call if you have any issues with your windows or doors, and that's Renewal by Andersen, joined as always by Dan Brigman. Dan, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Justin. How are you today?
And for the first time, not his television debut, I'm hearing Eric Clay is here. Eric, how are you, sir? Welcome.
Great, Justin, thanks.
So windows, a lot of people don't know they need them. They don't know how important they are to the house. What you do is real design consulting for people at home who think maybe it's time I get my windows updated, but this is a free service. You go to their house. How does that work, Eric?
Well, basically what we'll do is we'll set up a consultation. We'll go into their house. We'll look and see what your current windows look like. And if if we see some issues that maybe we want to take a look at and investigate a little further, then what we'll do is we'll see if we have something that will work out better for your solution. Such as you could have a single pane window. We want to go ahead and upgrade and get you more energy efficiency.
And it's not just energy efficiency, which is huge, especially with the electricity bills now, but also they look so much better.
Way better. So there's not a better looking window than an Andersen, a Renewal by Andersen window on the market.
And some people, Dan, are concerned about maybe the cost. Your costs are incredibly competitive with the windows you're selling, but also you offer programs for making the payment very easy.
Absolutely. Look, payment is, we don't want payment to be a reason that you do not purchase windows from us. As a matter of fact, the energy savings, the real estate value gain on this, but at the end of the day, windows are essentially free these days. Yeah.
Dan, always a pleasure to see you. Eric, great to meet you. You better come back and see us as well.
Appreciate
Here's the deal. These windows pay for themselves. It's going to save you every month on your electricity bill. No interest, easy payments. Renewal by Andersen. Welcome back to the show. My favorite guest here. Really, they really are my favorite guests, and it's important though to you because if you own a house, the roof is literally the bones of your house, the most important part of your house, the part of your house that keeps the rest of the house and your family safe. It's your roof. I have Justin and Cory here, Universal Roof and Contracting. Gentlemen, how are you?
Great, man. Good to be back. Yeah,
called you the other day to go visit a good friend of mine's house. You were there just like that. It's unbelievable the service that you provide in an industry that can be known for some bad companies. And we're not here to bash any of your competitors. That's not what we're doing, but it is what it is, especially in this state with storm chasing and things. A lot of people are hesitant to even call a roofing company because they don't know who to trust. Obviously, Universal Roof and Contracting, the most trustworthy in the business. Tell me why. I know why, you tell me.
Yeah, I mean, 30 years, backyard roofer right here in Central Florida, family owned, veteran owned. I've been with the company for many, many years now, and just to have so much pride that we just do things the right way. We give honest assessments. We don't tell people they have damage when they don't. We do free inspections, and we go out and give people the best game plan to fix their situation, to fix their problem. So,
when I hear people come up to me and say, "Oh, I saw Universal on your show the other day," I have pride in having you guys on the show. It's you two and the company together. I literally am excited. I have pride that you guys are here, and you can't say that for a lot of roofing companies. And here's what I see at my law firm quite a bit. Someone comes in and says, "Oh, I was getting a new roof. They said it was going to be $18,000 and do this," and I look and it's like a little handwritten scope of work thing that I don't even know what it says. I can't read the handwriting. When you first sit down with me, you're in my living room, and we say, all right, I know I need a new roof, but you're going to tell me this scope of work right there too, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to spell out a very detailed scope of work, and that's all going to be developed after we do a discovery phase. We're going to sit down, we're going to walk around your house with you, we're going to figure out what you like, what you don't like, and we're going to explain the functionality of the roofing system that we build. But also, it's going to be extremely detailed out in that scope. One of the things we're seeing, because scarcity is a little bit of a problem in the industry, if you're not really deep into the industry, is contractors, some of them are writing very vague scopes of work. They're not being very brand specific, and the details of it are kind of loose, which gives a contractor a little bit of pull on the back end to kind of pull out warranties or pull out workmanship, things like that. And if you sign off on that kind of a scope, that's really what you're getting. You're getting a mix and match, piece together roofing system, whereas our scope of work will be very brand specific. Each bullet point will have its own detail, and we explain all of that to you at the kitchen table.
Yeah, and you explain it to them most importantly as well. You're not going to do a bait and switch, and unfortunately a lot of roofing companies will bait and switch you and say, I'm giving you this, don't worry about what the paperwork says. This is what you're getting. And it's going to be detailed in your scope of work at Universal, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, down to brand specific. We are an Owens Corning preferred contractor, platinum preferred contractor. So that's the shingle we prefer to use. We have the ability to give the best warranty in the industry there. But the system of the roof is made to work together. Everything from the drip edge to the underlayment to the type of shingles to the ventilation is made to work together. So when we spell that out in detail, you know how many lineal feet of shingled over ridge vent you're getting, what type of ventilation you're getting, what type of underlayment you're getting. It's nothing vague, very, very specific. And when we show up to drop materials, it's exactly what we sold you.
If I go to Chick-fil-A later today, it's going to be not a very big purchase, and I'm likely to see them again in a month or two, right? That's Chick-fil-A. I want to go once a month or so.
Sure.
If I see you and you give me a brand new roof, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than Chick-fil-A, obviously, but I shouldn't have to see you for another decade or two, I guess. But sometimes things happen. Sure. They do, and that warranty becomes so important. Every roofing company is going out there saying, warranty, warranty, warranty. But then you look at the paperwork, you're like, I don't know who has a warranty on this. I don't know who to call if something goes bad. That warranty can be so important for someone spending and investing in a roof. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And who do you call when something happens? How do you even know what to do?
Yeah, so we have a great relationship again with Owens Corning, and basically it would boil down to what type of issue is going on. We see things that could potentially happen. It's not a perfect world. It might be a color issue or a loss of adhesion or a loss of granules. Algae, Owens Corning shingles are algae resistant. So if any of things like that were to start happening, that's all the reason that the homeowner should connect with Owens Corning, and we can help connect those dots. Yeah. They come out, they take a look at it, and then they move accordingly based on what's happening. If it's damage to the roof, if a hurricane hits your house or a tree falls on your house or something, that's a different process. Maybe that's a repair or an insurance claim, something like that. So,
and by all means, if you've noticed that your roof is leaking or it looks funky or it's just getting old and you're worried about your roof, two things you need to do right now. Number one, call the phone number on the screen, 407-205-0400, or there's a QR code on the screen right now. Take your phone out, open up the camera, hit right on the QR code, and it will go directly to Justin and Cory. They come out and see you for free. They sit at your kitchen table and go through all of these things because, again, when it comes to your car, the engine's probably a pretty important piece of it. When it comes to your house, the roof is a very important piece of your house and keeping it safe. I want you to go see them today. And again, we deal with insurance claims. Of course we do. We're a roofing company, but you also have people that come in who don't have a roof claim. They need a new roof, but you have awesome payment plans, no interest sometimes. You make it affordable for people to get a new roof as well.
Well, yeah, because you're right. Sometimes it's not an insurance claim. Even when people are kind of hoping we steer them that direction, we are going to be very honest, very transparent. We back everything up with photos. If there's no claim on the roof, then we're certainly not going to send you down that avenue. And we're going to focus primarily on the retail side, which is a full out-of-pocket transaction. But yeah, we make things flexible, affordable. We have financing plans that fit any kind of budget. So depending on whether if you've budgeted for it and you're ready to stroke a check, or you need that financial assistance, we can provide you with a loan plan that's going to be accommodating to your needs.
I love it. And then though, you come to my house, right? And I've had the same roof for 15 years, 20 years. You say, what do you want? I don't know. I don't know what I want because a lot of people don't. I'm not in the roofing business. I don't know what I want. I don't necessarily know what color I want. I know I probably don't need a 10 roof because I don't have a 10 roof already. I don't know what I need. How does that design process work when it comes to Universal and you coming into my house?
Sure. I mean, that's actually the fun part. Yeah. That's where we get to sit down, or we actually sometimes will walk around the neighborhood with our clients or stand out at the curb and look back at the house, and you're looking at the paint color of the house, what it is currently. Are they thinking about painting a different tone? If so, that could come into play of why they want to change the roof color or the drip edge color, even the gutter color. And so working with Owens Corning, there's all sorts of, normal colors, and they've got their designer colors. They're all the same price. It's just a color choice. But it's fun, and it's fun when we finish a job and the final product is there and the homeowner is excited about a roof, which typically can be kind of boring, right? So that's the best part. But we're pretty good at dialed in on helping you design the roof in a curb appeal type of way, and we get in the middle of a lot of like people that are selling their homes and they want to set the home up for success to be sold as well. So designing it is really important.
Well, I think it is important too, because maybe you're getting a new roof because you have a leak in your roof, but then when that new roof goes on there, you're like, damn, that looks good. Yeah. And then the value of your home also increases, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so you must have had stories where you've worked with people and they didn't really care about the aesthetic nature. They just wanted a new roof because their house was leaking, and then they first see it done and they're like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a chance to really reinvent the look of your home. And like you said, you usually have a roof 10, 15, 20 years, and you get used to that shade of brown that's been up there for so long. With these new color profiles, it's amazing. And oftentimes a re-roof triggers a full exterior makeover, and then they paint, new driveways, landscape. And your house can look in drastically different and improved upon, and the curb appeal goes way up. And of course, the home's value as well. A lot of people that are in the market just to sell their house, put on a new roof, and it just adds a ton of curb appeal and first impressions.
Yeah, it sure does. It's an exciting time for people. It goes from something that's really scary, they're nervous about their roof caving in, they're worried about the health and safety of their family, or just mold and things like that. And the next thing you know, they call Universal Roofing Contracting, and now they feel safe, but they also pull into that driveway and like, wow, this looks really nice. Yeah. And again, I'm telling you, not only does it help the value of your home, but if you're going to sell your home and you have an issue with your roof, it can stop that closing. I mean, these guys have gotten so many calls when someone was about to close on their home and you couldn't because the roof, no one would insure it. They could not close on their home. It's something you need to think about. Always a pleasure, Justin, Cory.
Thank you.
I hope to see you both very soon. I'm sure I will. Do yourself a favor. Look, if your roof is old, if your roof is leaky, you don't like the look of it, it costs you nothing to have them come in there. QR code is on the screen, or 407-205-0400.
You can be an agent that struggles to get ahead in the competitive real estate world, or you can learn from the best and achieve success. Visit youhaveafutureinrealestate.com and sign up for the Jumpstart program. Get coaching tips and important tools that will help you jumpstart your real estate career. Sign up today and get 10% off your Jumpstart program when you use code word LEARN. Visit youhaveafutureinrealestate.com today and gain the real estate knowledge you need to succeed.
Did you know that filing for bankruptcy can help you lower your mortgage or car payments, or potentially help you eliminate your IRS or credit card debt? I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com for a free consultation.
Welcome back to the show. We do spend a lot of time on this program together talking about residential real estate, but look, commercial is a big issue out there too, and in the last 2 or 3 years have really changed how commercial real estate works. I don't want to use the word pandemic anymore, but of course things have changed. People are working from home. How has that affected commercial real estate, office space in Central Florida? And two great people to ask her. Joining me today, Jeff Anderson is here. Hello, Jeff. How are you, sir?
Good, sir.
And Mark Arnold. Mark, welcome to the show.
Nice to see
You got first-time visitors, both of you?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We feel honored to have you both. And residential and commercial, before the show, we were talking about sort of church and state, Mark. They're different.
Absolutely different. And there are a lot of different rules and regulations, and the properties are different. And so the things that you have to assess and take a look at when you're involved in commercial properties are night and day difference.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're buying and selling real estate, do you recommend, for a lot of agents watch this show, do you recommend agents do dabble in both, or do you really recommend they choose one specialty?
Well, from our perspective, and I represent a commercial team of folks, and that's all they do is commercial, and we think that if they're going to be, dramatically involved or definitely involved in working in commercial transactions, they ought to just focus on that. It's entirely different. The other side of that is I wouldn't be the best residential realtor.
Yeah, so, I don't know about that. Don't short yourself. Yeah. Now, Jeff, you do property management, residential and commercial property management, which is its own real specialty in real estate as well. Property management versus buying and selling real estate is a whole different animal, isn't it?
Correct.
And what do you do commercial and residential, I'm sorry, on the property
Mostly
management
residential.
side, mostly residential. But on the commercial side of things, I guess we thought everyone's working from home now, or is it just vacancies everywhere in offices or what?
We're seeing that in some of your large offices, but your small offices or your small commercial or your mixed-use warehouse, we're running 0% vacancy.
Yeah. Now, on the residential side for you, when it comes to property management, we read all the articles about everyone's moving to Florida, Central Florida booming, obviously, and the rental rates have skyrocketed. Is that still going on, and what do you expect to see happen with the rental rates over the next year?
Rents are still continuing to increase, some of the largest increases we've ever seen in history, and we don't see it really stopping.
Really?
A lot of your, like we were talking before, multifamily construction is really going really heavy.
Unbelievable. Now, for a family watching at home right now that's not ready to buy, they're thinking about renting their next house or condo or whatever it's going to be, what can they expect on the credit side of things to actually find a decent rental?
Every management company is a little bit different. When you're getting a mortgage, everything seems to be score driven. We don't really work too much that on looking at a score, looking to see when your report comes in on the credit worthiness, what you do and don't pay.
Right.
Seems everybody's got some medical challenges, but do you pay your power bill? Do you have an eviction? Some of that on the credit and your credit worthiness that way.
I can pretty much guarantee there's people at home watching right now who own rental units and they're like, you know what, I'll just manage them myself. I don't need this property manager in my life. A lot of benefits you provide to that person, to that investor.
Drastically. And we pride ourselves on giving the highest net operating income and some in the business. So you make one of them mistakes managing it yourself, and it'll cost you 3 or 4 months worth of rent. Well, you just paid me for the next 4 years.
Unbelievable. Jeff Anderson, look, if you own any rental properties, I don't ever suggest you managing them yourself. It can be a nightmare. Really, it can. Call us right now. I'll connect you with Jeff, 407-205-0400. Now, Mark, back to you. You do commercial. You buy and sell. I see a bunch of different things here, big projects down to professional office space. The person that owns a business that's watching right now, and they're making that decision, do I buy the office or the warehouse or whatever it's going to be, or rent it? How do you help them make that decision?
Well, at the moment, there's more availability in renting than there is in buying. There are very few properties available now that would be suitable for most business owners to purchase and to be able to operate efficiently or open efficiently.
Right.
But to lease, there are some more options now. The inventory for lease properties is very, very thin. So it takes us a long time to find a new business owner, right? The exact location and the right setup.
It is. And any questions about commercial real estate, we highly recommend this man right here. He's been in the business for, I don't know if I'm supposed to say. There's a 3 in front of it, right?
Well, they've been around.
He knows what he's doing, that's for sure. Same phone number. I will connect you with him, whether you're buying or selling commercial real estate, 407-205-0400. Went by too fast, guys. You got to come back. We have to do this again. Fair enough?
Sure.
Thank you both for joining me so much. Most importantly, thank you for joining me this weekend, as always, for You Have Real Estate. Any questions at all? Dallas Lehman standing by to get you pre-approved as well at 407-205-0400. I'm attorney Justin Clark, and I'll see you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you're in debt and find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com today.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.